players like that.
Did play some fantastic footy when he was a lone ruckman a couple of years ago for Melbourne, so this is a great opportunity for Stephen Martin.
Well, he gets his chance right here, Stephen Martin. He'll go against Griffin, and they fight a draw that time. Is this possession number 1 coming for Griffin? I think it was. He got it across out wide to Duffield. Then the long kick forward by Hill. Pavlich, Frawley doing well. He's been with him every step of the way. Pav again. It's a little handball out wide. It's taken by Mundy. Or rather, the long kick came forward. It was Mundy. And the bouncing ball now, it's eluded everybody down there on the forward line for Fremantle. Bradley it was trying to mark, and Sylvia's clearing kick towards the wing. Good courage by Robertson. He went back, didn't know what was coming the other way, and he's wrapped up a very strong grab. Short to Mundy again. Melbourne by 20 points.
To laugh at Robertson, takes his headband off, throws it down, kicks it, then goes and picks it up again. A bit of play in between.
Does beg the question, why bother with it in the first place? That's right. Pavlich being held there, he claimed.
I'd love this problem, Baz. It's actually a really great contest. Both players going at the ball hard. Headbands off, kicks it, puts it back on.
You did have hair at the start of your career, Tom.
Yeah, never enough to warrant a headband, though, Baz.
Here's Pavlich working hard, gets it to Ballantyne. Inside 50, the small forward trying to bring it around. Not enough on it or behind.
Wouldn't want to get a heap of touches doing that technique. Headband on, off. If you're in the midfield, it's going to be really difficult.
I only saw it come off Bruce Doyle once. It was taken off, and he chased the bloke before into the ground.
He did. Yep.
So the first score of the second term, the way of the Dockers, and Garland with the responsibility of finding a target. Long ball. Was Tringove held out of it? He was. So what a year he's had as he receives 50 metres. The youngest captain in the history of the game, of the oldest club, and what a year to take over the reins. A chance here for the Demons to add to this 19-point lead. In they go to the former skipper in Brad Green. He led McPhee to the ball. Strong mark. Let's see if he can finish for goal number 2.
It was a beautiful kick,
wasn't it?
Wonderful lead by Green. He knew he couldn't go straight at him because he hasn't got the pace to go straight at him, so he just cut across in that 45-degree angle. And the backline player under those circumstances doesn't know whether to really lean inside or outside of the run, so he trapped McPhee beautifully.
He knows how to kick goals, leading goal scorer in 2010 when he won the best and fairest. He kicks, it bends, but not enough. So back to 20 points as he plays game number 7 for the year.
Towards the kick in here, it's man on man. Fremantle, as a result, have gone the huddle, try to break a clear uncontested mark, and they've got that here.
Yeah, Everton breaking off Burnell. Takes the footy and goes long to the wing. Bradley again the target. Well done by the Demons, and pushing back hard Tom McDonald. The ball over the line for a throw-in right in front of the Fremantle interchange area.
Next kick will be interesting, Tom, to see whether Melbourne actually do an outright, because you can't get trapped on that one-on-one for those kickoffs.
Martin did well that time. He knocks the ball down. It was a beautiful hit out to Couch, who's been getting a lot of the footy. That one out of bounds on the full, just had a bit too much on it.
In that kicking, that's where you want Stephen Hill running for that secondary kick out in space to the wing.
Just to explain the kick-ins, if a side goes man on man, the opposite side usually huddles to get the breakaway. Otherwise, they'll set up a conventional zone. They're the two main techniques.
Mundy, Pearce, Duffield, McPhee, and now the footy out wide. McFarlane's kick to Mundy, and he marks just forward of the wing. Fremantle down by 20 points. And down on confidence, you'd have to say. Melbourne playing very well at the moment. The middling ball to Ibbotson, and now out wide for Duffield, who can run. Hardly anyone behind halfway. Fremantle send it long. Duffield's kick. Pavlich came with a late fly. Well done. A big arm in there by Garland. He knocks it towards the line, and Sylvia closes in on it. The kick needs to be good. It wasn't. And Ibbotson marks on his chest and can send it back in. Walters with a big fly at the back. No mark. Would have loved that in his first game back from the waffle exile. They get it to Griffin. Now Robertson. Again, long towards Pavlich. Caught in the middle. The meat in the sandwich. Pearce does the roving. He had more time there. And not a good kick out of bounds on the full.
That's a not happy, Pav. Oh, a knee in the stomach too. I don't think there's anything going on, but Pav wouldn't be too happy with that. That was just a rush kick by a player who hasn't played AFL football for a little while. Had more time than what he thought.
So a floating ugly ball from Tom McDonald in the Martin direction. Dockers get hands onto it. Griffin just fires it back inside, and in the end Jones does well.
So I like the look of Griffin. Really good for a ruckman below his knees. Moves really well.
Second year at his second club, out of contract, Kirky, at the end of the year. He's really started to enjoy Aaron Sandilands' time on the sidelines and getting plenty of time himself at the moment. Pearce wrapped up. Strong tackle from Sylvia. Umpire just watches on, circles Jones, wins the ball and gets wrapped up by Crowley.
I actually, Hamish, think they look a little bit more predictable with Griffin, other than with Sandilands being obviously a lot taller than a lot of opponents he plays on.
Well, Sandilands' turf toes become Jonathan Griffin's ally. Not a lot of time, Griffin, the Crows, but Kirky likes what he's seeing. Howe, that wonderful leap over the top, paddled it down. Then Crowley, bit slick for him. Jones did well. Pearce tackled beautifully, but somehow Jones gave it to the debutant in Couch. Now to Sylvia, now to Nicholson. He can run, takes a bounce, little handball over the top of the skipper, Trengove. Back to Nicholson. He'll work onto his left boot. He does. Gets around the tackler, but gives it up. And the Dockers again on the rebound through Spur. Go long. Walters backs into traffic, but Tom McDonald, what a find he's been, did well.
Yeah, they've been good, the Melbourne defenders. If they're not marking the ball, they're certainly bringing the ball to ground and just getting themselves in really good positions.
It was a dangerous one for Frawley, but he controlled it well on the bounce. Swings it out to Garland. They want to go here, the Demons. Here's Strauss, who started as the sub, on because, of course, Jamar is gone for the game. Back to Garland. They've done well here, Fremantle. They've just held them up in their own half, and Grimes comes across the ground. Dangerous kick for Howe. It wobbled off the boot. Pavlich did well, taken high.
It's a bad turnover. It's the intent's there. They know that the player was there by himself, but it's a little bit rushed. They hurry the kick. It's a little bit out of their depth as far as distance goes, overextend, and of course it just ends up a mongrel kick that's intercepted.
It's not beyond Matthew Pavlich. 20 goals in his last 4 games. Buddy in that time with 17. He thumps it long. Kepler Bradley marks right on the line. Should go back and complete a certain goal.
That's very disappointing, Melbourne. There's no one behind the goal line to come over the back. I don't know where Martin was. In fact, there's Martin. Lee Moore's gone back in the centre. He must have thought Pav was going to kick the goal as well because he was in the centre of the ground.
So Kepler Bradley from the top of the goal square. They needed that one. After 3 in a row for Melbourne, Freo get one back. It was a thumping kick, wasn't it? And in the end, had Kepler Bradley not put his hands up, it would have gone through for a goal anyway. But poor defence by the Demons. Not enough D in the Ds that time. And Kepler gets a goal, back in the team, always provides a contest. 1 goal won this afternoon. 7 disposals, Melbourne's lead. Back to 14 points.
Paul Couch, 1989 Brownlow medalist. He's going to join Tom Harley at half-time and discuss that man, Tom Couch, his son, who's debuted today for the Demons at 24 years of age. Looking forward to that. In the middle, Martin doing all the ruck work today in the absence of Jamar. Subbed out with a calf. Quick handball, ends up with Hill. Onto the left he goes. The ball over the top. It was taken well in the end. Ballantyne, big leap from the little man, and he'll push the Dockers forward. He comes inside to Duffield. He looks further afield. The leading Bradley caught behind. McDonald in front again.
The positioning's been really good. A couple of good marks from McDonald. Frawley's doing a good job on Pavlich at the moment. Garland's making a nuisance of himself in the back half of the Ds also.
McDonald to Frawley. He's got 2 to beat. 1 is Pavlich. Got hands onto it. It worked for De Boer. He goes inside. The kick, good. In the end, Bradley couldn't take it. Picked up, crumbed, snapped. Ballantyne. Yes, sir. Back to back for the Dockers. He has 2. So the goals have come in runs this afternoon. The Demons 3, the Dockers 3, the Demons 3, the Dockers 2. The margin, 8 points to the Demons. James Frawley, one that Mick Malthouse has his eye on today, is a man that can influence the outcome of this match. A tough task. Matthew Pavlich.
Yeah, that's a nasty potentially a very nasty shoulder injury there for Chip Frawley. Let's hope for all Demons fans that he's okay, because he is the most important player on the ground right now.
And we had a free kick off the ball, so no centre bounce. Ryan Crowley takes the free kick and sends it long in the Pavlich direction. He had it through his hands. Pearce trying to handball forward. Broughton, can he control it close to the line? He paddled it into the behind post. It'll be thrown in.
And that's what's happening now is Fremantle just bombarding that front 50. They've gone 8-1, and I hate to say it, but I think it might have a lot to do with J-Mar.
So Griffin again easily that time. Hill trying to make it a perfect set of 4 threes. A behind only.
Fremantle have kicked up a gear here, and I don't think Melbourne can go with them. What's happening is, with that disposal and efficiency, you can see the players up the field really get disappointed and drop their heads.
James Frawley, we saw take a heavy knock earlier, trying to mark at half-back. Long ball, broadcast side. Griffin, Robertson, in the end off hands. Griffin couldn't quite take it cleanly. Grimes, desperate act. Martin looks a bit lame. Quickly, Crowley kicks it inside 50. Hard one to win. Again, strong tackle on. Stefan look a bit proper to you, but
no, he looks absolutely gone. I think he's just totally exhausted. Have a look at him here. He can't move, and he's got a ruck for the rest of the game, which is a big ask.
Long afternoon. Stephen Hill in the Pav direction. Couldn't take it. In the end, well mopped up by Garland. Dished it off to Mackenzie, and now to Sylvia. They've got a lead in Bate. Ibbotson behind did well. Got a fist onto it. Bate and Ibbotson to the outer side. The boundary wins the day.
Well, it's a real challenge for Melbourne now. It's the sole ruckman in Stefan Martin. Really, you look at it, maybe Garland might be the other opportunity. So they've been good, Melbourne, because they've had genuine speed in the game, but it's come at a consequence for extra tools in their lineup.
Griffin getting his hands on a lot more football now. There's no doubt about that. Hill's kick towards half forward. It got under the first contest. Well done by Walters. Out to Pearce. He gathers the footy and goes back to Mzungu. They're coming inside 50 again. Yet again, Pavlich the target. Well done by Frawley that time. Worked his way in front. Couch lost the footy. Mundy's handball, not great. Couch again wins the ball. It ends up with Grimes. They've done it okay. Now the clearing kick comes out from Bale, but not a good one. And the mark is taken by Duffield, just forward of the wing, back to McFarlane. So Fremantle's plan to run at every opportunity at the moment. McPhee got it. It was a dangerous one. Blease was closing. Now it's with Spur. His kick out wide. And the ball is going to get over the top of Hill and his opponent, Geordie Mackenzie. Wasted opportunity there for Fremantle.
Martin took him to the bench, so I think he definitely wants to come off. The doctor's come to him. He told him to come off, but he's still on the ground, so he may be injured.
Well, Martin all alone for a moment. He'll win this one down. Does it well to Mackenzie. Sidesteps, kicks. Not terrific. McPhee's there. Takes it cleanly. Handballs inside. De Boer just loops it over the top. You'll find Ibbotson after it bounces a couple of times. Robertson receives. And Ibbotson will get it again. Thrown after he'd got rid of it.
With Griffin off the ground, that's the time when you take Martin off the ground as well. Melbourne can really only afford to run a one-on-one in that matchup, and perhaps you let a Garland or the like ruck up against Kepler Bradley.
Well, Johnson's got some space. Pavlich saw him going crashing back. Blease tried to force the issue either way. Johnson will try and find a target inside. Signals with the left hand to come and run at him. Over the top he goes. Walters, Bennell. Well, in the end, the man that's exhausted takes a wonderful mark.
But I think what's going to happen with him, with Martin, Ross Lyon, experienced coach, he will run 2 and maybe even Johnson against him to wear him right out. And that's, I know, if you want to look at the, you're going to see someone explode in the coach's box. Go to Mark Neal when Martin asks to come off. He will go ballistic.
Fremantle could have done better there. 2-on-1 for a moment. Melbourne have flooded some numbers back to the contest, and now the ball will be bounced. It's a great mark, though. One hand, up he went.
Played a bit of basketball as a kid. But on that point, though, Mick, if Griffin goes off and Martin's the ruckman and senses that, the coach would still have a problem?
Well, you see, we'll have a problem because he hasn't got plan B. There's no plan B out there. And I hear what you're saying about Garland, but he may not be equipped. I just don't know who they're going to... when you look through their side, who is going to be their second ruck?
Looking down the line, just quickly, I think the next tallest on the list is Tom McDonald at 194, and then it's a bit of an... you're robbing Peter to pay Paul back there.
Poor Couch wore number 7, of course, in 259 games for Geelong. His son wearing number 47 in his AFL debut today for the Demons.
Yes. That's interesting inside the front 50s. That's remarkable, quite frankly, and that's got nothing to do with just one ruckman. That's got to do with your midfield not taking responsibility.
Tom Couch has become just the 8th son of a Brownlow medalist to play AFL football this afternoon. Clearing kick from Martin, who's getting busy, and the ball over the line for a throw-in.
Tom, just as a tactic, you'd have to bring your whole forward line out and sit them basically straddling the 50-metre line just to see if you can close the whole ground up and get something over the back of them.
Yep.
Tossed in on the wing, Mundy gathers. Tough contest there. And the footy you'd fancy will be bounced again. So Martin showing a bit of resolve, and the Demons have gone with him in the last few minutes. They were under siege there for a moment.
So, Mick, about that tactic, bringing the Melbourne half-forwards up with a young side like that, how can you orchestrate that from the box?
Well, you certainly have to give the message across that your half-forward line stands between centre and half-forward line, your full-forward line.
Hill's kick, terrific. Main, outstanding. He's been enormously accurate this year, just the one blemish from set shots. And although a difficult tight angle, this is the guy to deliver more often than not. This time it's going to fall short and go through for one behind. So Fremantle, inside 50 count. Tommy, what is it now? It's really heavily favouring them in this second term.
28-21. I think that's 13-1 this quarter. Fremantle really need to get some dividends from all this work that they're putting into their forward 50. They'd be disappointed not to be at least level at 41 apiece.
Garland to Strauss. And now the footy out to Trengove, who plays on quickly. He's got a man on, Couch and Robert and a couple of youngsters going at it. There they are, the Couch potatoes.
Might be the Bell Park boys, the Dragons, perhaps.
Hope that's not too unkind. I mean that in the most sincere way. And now the ruckman. It's Griffin and Martin. Martin winning the free kick. He goes to Jones by hand. Bate puts his hand up. Pennard involved. Gets the ball back inside. Trengove, a quick kick. It's going to be a bouncing one inside 50. McFarlane read that brilliantly. Sprinted away from fullback. Met the football. Gave it to Duffield. And that'll do Fremantle.
I think the big problem with Melbourne at the moment is they're starting to panic a little bit and they're dropping players behind the ball. They had at one stage there 2 or 3 players behind, so you can't generate forward thrust if you're going to try to defend with 3 extra.
You've just joined us. Mark Jamer out for the afternoon with a calf problem. Stephen Martin just bending over, exhausted. The burden is with him for the rest of the afternoon, Kirky.
Yeah, I agree with Mick's analysis. I think also Fremantle players zoning press when they come forward, so the slower that ball movement is, the easier it is for Fremantle to combat it.
So Martin and Griffin.
Michael Barlow holding, not facing the ball. Michael Barlow, Fremantle. Barlow, free kick.
Well, Michael
just go
Barlow.
back behind the mark. Thanks, mate. Right there.
He's had a tough year, that man on screen. Plenty of headaches, a wonderful opening to this game, and suddenly Fremantle are wriggling their way right back into it to McPhee at half-back. So the 20-point lead has been whittled away in the Demons now by just 6 through Main's hands. Mundy an opportunity. Jones strong, used his body well, but Mundy somehow picked it up, dished it off, but Bennell is there for the D's. Turns it over to Bradley. He misses his target. McDonald bouncing ball, gets there in the end. Handballs to Grimes. Grimes, can he keep it in off the left? He can, but sadly finds Muzungu. Now Muzungu quickly to a hot spot. Dangerous territory for the Demons. Off hands, Johnson couldn't take it. Garland should be able to mop up. Takes his time, off to Frawley. Frawley, well, just calmly put it into the hands of Strauss. Wonderful to see him back to McDonald. Inside to Jamie Bennell. He starts to run. Handballs too. And off again to Strauss. To the leading Rivers. Nicholson will spread and start to run. And Green just ambles inside 50 without any real conviction. So it's going to be a long ball. Bale with the run. In the end, terrific. Drifted back. The ball was good. De Boer couldn't get there, and Bale can go back and have a set shot from 40.
Well, that was just fantastic play by Bale, because when the Melbourne boy looked up, when Rivers, I think it may have been, looked up, he had nothing clear, and Green ambled in, still looking around. They're outnumbered. Bale made that dash from outside about 65 metres and got him behind the ball, and the ball couldn't go with him. So, a great kick, but the workload by Bale was outstanding.
A couple of minor scores for Bale this afternoon, and this time it's a major for Bale. They get out to 2 goals again, the D's. So the first for the Demons in this second term after a 6-goal opening term. And Rowan Bale, after, as Mick Malthouse explained, doing an enormous amount of work, took the mark, composed himself, and gets one after the Dockers got the first 2 of this second term.
He's been important, Bale, for the Demons. Applied that tackle on Ballantyne in the first quarter, really set the standard. 8 possessions, kicked the goal, working his way into the game well.
So again, it's Griffin and Martin. Griffin winning this one down. Well done by Mundy. Eventually got his kick away. Not a lot of distance on it. Martin working really hard now. Ball chopped off in the middle, and it's well done by Hill, who gets it back to Griffin. Could have gone to Mundy. Instead, out a little wider to Spur. And his kick towards half forward. Kepler-Bradley waited for the footy. It didn't quite get there. Trengove to Grimes. Now back to Jones on defensive 50, and his kick out wide is a good one. And the mark taken by Trengove. Again, the co-captains combining. Here's Grimes, called to go by the umpire. He's going to send a long one across the goals, and Frawley marks.
Wait. Play on.
Now Strauss, inside the goal square. Takes off, has a bounce. Ballantyne chasing. Good shepherd by Grimes. Bradley again fighting and wrestling with Garland. The footy gets over their heads and rolls over for a boundary throw-in.
Yes, it's a real arm wrestle now. Neither side of... I agree with Tommy. The Fremantle just haven't made the use of those entrances inside the front 50. Melbourne have. They've only 3 times they've kicked a goal, so they've got to hang on the next few minutes, Melbourne, to rebalance their side.
Here. Fremantle, Melbourne's ball.
Oh, that's against a runner who ran against, I would say, was within 20 metres of the ball. I don't think he had one bit of bearing on the game. Tom?
What do you do, Mick? You're the coach. You pick up the phone and you say what?
Find another runner. No, I didn't think it was that bad.
Jack Grimes just holding on to the left leg. We'll keep you updated there. Jamie Bennell, who's been pretty lively this afternoon, fires the ball forward. In the end, it's offline. Was hoped for bait, found Mzungu.
It's been a lot of those kicks, and it's only half a metre off, but it gives the opposition player an opportunity to mark. We see Jack Grimes trying to hobble off the ground with a crook ankle. That won't be good for the D's.
Well, on cue, Mzungu to Jones, and Jones shows everyone how it's done and finds Green. Perfect kick, and again Green can go back and try and kick his second.
And Hamish, there were 6 Fremantle players and only 3 Melbourne players there.
Another look at the Grimes injury. He's just hobbling off to the medicos as we speak. And Green, he's been an accurate set shot over the journey. The Demons need him now, and he delivers. A former captain's goal. And the D's get 2 in a row. So we're back out to 3 goals, Mick. It was 20. It got back down to a manageable number inside a couple of minutes in this term. Bradley and Ballantyne combined, and back out we go to 3 goals. So one of the captains is on the sideline. Mark J. May's already got a red vest on. The injury toll mounts for the D's.
Yeah, not a good sign here for the co-captain. Jack Grimes hurting his ankle in that contest. The Melbourne defence have actually held up pretty well with the weight of numbers from the amount of inside 50s that Fremantle have had. So that's going to really disrupt the overall balance of the D's.
And they've got a free kick here again, the D's. Man inside the square. Geordie McKenzie out wide to Howe. He got it from Martin. They're running hard. Got to credit the Demons. They're men down at the moment, but they're doing all the attacking. That one just had a little bit too much on it, out of bounds on the full. And Fremantle would be very disappointed with where they find themselves at the moment. Fighting for a spot in the top 8 against the 16th place side who have got injury problems, a ruckman down, and at the moment the Demons at a ground incidentally where they don't like playing. They've lost their last 12 here, right over the top of Fremantle. Ibbotson with a long one towards Pavlich. They won't mind him getting the football there. He didn't get it. He did get it to Mundy though. Back to Broughton, back to Mundy. Good tackle, Trengove. It's back to Ibbotson, who started all of this. Good effort by McDonald, put his hand up, got in the road, might get the footy over the line. That was a throw, I thought, by Griffin. Surely Hill allowed to go with the football. He kicks towards half forward. Marking contest. Ballantyne was being held, he thought. He gets the footy back from De Boer. Kick inside 50 and Pavlich. Excellent run from the skipper. He was involved on the wing and pushed all the way back to the square.
Yes, the Melbourne fans aren't too happy with this. Clearly is a it's not inconclusive. It's without doubt incorrect disposal, and we're constantly told by the umpires that is a free kick. So luck happening with luck, and Fremantle have benefited by that luck. This is Pavlich's second shot on goal.
34-16 for the season coming into this round 16 match. His team need this one, and the skipper obliges. Fremantle get one back. It's back to 12 points. Well, good run by the skipper. Clearly, it should have been a free kick the other way, but credit to Matthew Pavlich. His work rate enormous there. He was involved in a couple of contests on the wing and then pushed as hard as possible to get back to the goal square, and he was on the end of it.
Very good bit of play here. Ballantyne's a very smart player. He kicked the ball to the fat side. Pavlich understood with Ballantyne, and he worked very well together and was able to distance himself from Frawley, who's been the master so far.
And Mick, you spoke about Matty Pavlich kicking goals. He needed to kick this year. That was one of them.
Yes, we spoke off camera, Hamish, and in the past we've always been a little bit critical, I suppose, of Matthew. Late in games when they needed a clutch goal to be kicked, and he's been doing that this year. He's been kicking the goals that have counted. And that one, they needed that one to get back in this game again.
So it's back to within 12 points as Mark Jamar takes his spot on the bench. No longer a part of today's game. James Strauss, his replacement. And the Dockers, they'd love one late here. Mark Neal would hate it. Main receives. Arches his back. Long ball, Pav. Well, it was a poor kick. He just got caught out of position in the end, and Frawley can mop up and start the Demons attack forward to Martin, who's going to be the Lone Ranger for the Demons today in the middle of the ground. Little give to Nicholson, normally pretty quick. Hambles over the top to Green, continues to run Nicholson, and now the kick inside 50. It's an ugly sort of a ball. Petard was held. Demons fans want some sort of benefit going his way. He handballs, he just passes the ball back to the umpire, and the Demons, with 60 seconds on the clock, have it inside their 50. Martin just goes underneath it. Sylvia busts the tackle to McKenzie now. To McDonald, looked for someone, couldn't find him initially, then went back to McKenzie, and his kick, well, it's just fumbled through by Duffield in the end. A score, they lead it by 13 points.
So 45 seconds then for Fremantle to take it from one end of the ground to the other. McFarlane, that's a terrible kick. It was Duffield's kick coming out, and Rivers has paid the mark. Well, he fumbled just a moment ago on the line, and now that kick out of defence when Fremantle, by right, should have been attacking and trying to score at the other end. Coach killers, we call them, Mick.
Yes, he's lost a lot of confidence, Duffield. Duffield made it as a half-back flank and then went on the ball, was getting the ball up around 30 possessions a game. He's dropped right off. It's a shame because he's a ripping kid and he's a very good footballer.
So Rivers, this just his third possession this afternoon. He hasn't scored. It goes right back to the line, and McFarlane marks. And that will be it. Terrific first half from the Demons. Under pressure, undermanned. But they lead it by 13 points. 8:6:54. Fremantle is 6:5:41. Coming up at half-time, 1989 Brownlow medalist Paul Couch to join us. Really looking forward to that. And the Demons with plenty to look forward to in this second half as well. They lead it by 13 points.
Going to hear from Luke McFarlane in just a moment. Really interested to hear what he says about the Dockers' first half as they chase a final spot. I think Kirky's with Luke now.